எப்படி லைஃபுக்கு அப்ளை பண்ணலாம் அப்படிங்கிறத பற்றி பேச போகிறாங்க. இந்த நிகழ்ச்சி, இந்த அவர்களுடைய டாக் வந்து நம்ம பார்ட்டிசிபெண்ட்ஸுக்கு மிகவும் பிரயோஜனமாக அமையும். எனவே கிடைக்கிற நல்ல வாய்ப்பை பயன்படுத்தி கொள்ள வேண்டும். பயன்படுத்தி கொண்டு நாம் நம்முடைய அறிவை வளர்த்து கொள்ள வேண்டும். நாலேஜ் இஸ் பவர் அப்படின்வாங்க. இதனால ஒவ்வொரு நாளும் நாம் அறிவை வளர்க்க கடமைப்பட்டிருக்கின்றோம். அப்படி வளரல அப்படின்னா நாம இறந்துபட்டு போனவர்களுக்கு நிகர். நம்மளுடைய அன்பு, அறிவு, ஆற்றல், the harmonious development of the heart, hand and head, இது மூணு வந்து ஒரு சேர டெவலப் ஆகணும். ஹார்மோனியஸ் டெவலப்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் தி ஹேண்ட், ஹார்ட் அண்ட் ஹெட், இது ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம். அதுதான் சாரதா காலேஜினுடைய முக்கிய நோக்கம். அது நிறைவேறணும் அப்படின்னு எல்லாம் வல்ல இறைவனை பிரார்த்தித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். இந்த நிகழ்ச்சி, இந்த இன்டர்நேஷனல் கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் 2 நாள் நடக்க போகுது. அதில் இன்றைக்கு கலந்து கொள்பவர்கள், அந்த ஸ்பெஷல் டாக் கொடுக்க இருப்பவர்களுக்கு எல்லாம் வல்ல இறைவன் பரிபூர்ண ஆசியையும் நீண்ட ஆயுளையும் தர வேணும். இந்த கொரோனா பீரியட்ல நீங்க இந்த மாதிரி எங்களுக்கு அக்செப்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இப்படி கொடுக்கறது எங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். நாளைக்கும் இது தொடர்ந்து நடக்க போகுது. இதுல கலந்து கொள்பவர்கள் இந்த வாய்ப்பை பயன்படுத்தி கொண்டு நீங்கள் நன்கு பயன்பெற வேண்டும் என்பதையும் எல்லாம் வல்ல இறைவனிடம் பிரார்த்தித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். இது சிறப்பாக சக்சஸாக இந்த நிகழ்ச்சி நிறைவேற வேண்டும், நடக்க வேண்டும் என்று பிரார்த்தனை செய்து கொண்டு முடித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். நன்றி, நமஸ்காரம்.
Thank you, Ambaji. Now I cordially invite our HOD, Srimati M. Inda, Principal in Charge, Head Assistant Professor of Information Technology, for Presidential Address.
Revered Ambaji, respected Director Sir, respected Chief Guest, dear faculty members and students, Namaskaram to all. I am immensely happy that Department of Mathematics and Information Technology jointly organizing a 2-day international e-conference on modern mathematical methods and high performance computing in science and technology, and going to present a collection of various technical papers in the proceedings. It is a glorious moment to extend my warm wishes, and I want to convey my heartfelt gratitude to the invited professors who have been kind enough to spare their valuable time to be here with us. I also congratulate head of the department, staff members, students of mathematics and IT, participants from our college and other colleges for their efforts in organizing and participating in this conference, and I wish the conference all the success. On behalf of my institution, I am compelled to all the research scholars and paper presenters from various parts who have made it to the conference, and I am sure that these papers would enlighten all of us present here. We hope that this conference would help the students to expand their mental horizon, and I request all the students to make use of this opportunity to the best of their abilities. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to invite our expert for session 1, Dr. Ben George Ephraim. Sir, a brief introduction about Sir. Sir has pursued his doctorate in computer science in Bardiyar University. Sir has more than 20 years of teaching experience both in India and as well as overseas. He has supervised many research projects. His current areas of interest are big data analytics, data science, machine learning, and digital image processing. Sir has published several national and international journals. Welcome you, sir. I kindly ask you to take over the session, sir.
Very pleasant good morning to all of you. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir. You're audible,
okay,
sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you very much. And especially I want to thank the Secretary of Sri Sharada College of for Women for her greetings and wishes And my special thanks to the faculty members, HOD of Department of Mathematics and IT for inviting me to this wonderful session in the international conference. So let me share my screen and start my presentation. Hope I'll be completing within like 1 or 10 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Whether my screen is visible?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. So today, let me give an introduction. I'm going to talk about this topic. Many topics people are talking about machine learning, its applications, deep learning, and so on. And less we are talking about the fairness of machine learning application. So that's the main intention. I took this particular topic, and I want to emphasize why fairness is required. A lot of machine learning applications are there, and it's very easy nowadays to create a machine learning application. So in the sense, if you're aware of AutoML, it's very easy technology. Just you put your data set, it creates a model for you. And you can test it, you can validate the model, and you can deploy the model. So it's just drag and drop tools are available to create a machine learning application or a model. But whether we are thinking in terms of its fairness, whether this application is giving a harm to a society or it is giving a harm to individual person. So this is the other aspect people were never thinking of. So that is the main intention. I want to focus on the fairness of machine learning applications. So if you are going to design a machine learning application, focus on the fairness as well. It should not harm any individual person or any group. So that's the main intention of this particular lecture. So let me display what are the contents we are going to discuss today. I'll be exploring about the explosion of data we call as data delete. Then I'll be introducing machine learning. What is machine learning? A few basic things. Then I'll be talking about some innovative applications in data science, machine learning, NLP, deep learning. So some of the innovative, not the normal, some special kind of applications I'll be talking to you. Then we will be moving to the importance, why fairness is required in machine learning. What is the meaning of fairness? What are different types of harms that can be created using machine learning applications? And finally, we'll be talking about how we can assess the unfairness in application, as well as how we can mitigate or how we can avoid these kind of harms using some specialized tools. So this is the entire introduction of my topic. Hope everybody you're aware of this particular personality, Alan Turing. And you can see in 1951 itself, he predicted that machines will be available in the near future. And he predicted maybe around like it will take another 100 years. And it happened very fast, not even 100 years, maybe within 50 years, we reached the goal of Alan Turing. And what he was talking about, there will be machines that can be more powerful, they can converse with each other, they can sharpen their wits, and at one stage, these machines, they will take the entire control. So you may be thinking this is not going to happen. So I can give you one of an example where Facebook, they started a project. What is this project about? They want to make a machine to talk with a machine. Usually what we used to do, we as a human, we chat with the machine, or we have like a voice conversation or a text conversation with a machine. So they create a project, they want to communicate between two machines, how they are able to communicate. And interestingly, at one stage, these machines, they started communicating in their own language. And this language is not understandable by humans. So this is really a strange thing. And suddenly they stopped this project because it may give in super intelligence to the machines and they can do whatever they want. So this is one of the interesting quote of Alan Turing. And you're also aware of IBM Watson, what Alan Turing was thinking in 1951. It came true in 2011 when IBM Watson was introduced. And this machine is able to win a quiz competition. So that is, and everything is in natural language processing. You can give a question to that machine and that machine can answer instantaneously, and this machine is able to beat humans. Okay, so that is the main point regarding the Alan Turing's prediction. And what's the quote of the day? I just want to give a quote of the day. So we are aware artificial intelligence is giving a lot of benefits, lot of applications we have. The same, there are dangers. So we have to think in both the ways. So in my presentation, I'll be talking about both. First part, I'll be focusing on what are the benefits, what are the good applications in machine learning. The second part, what are the different harms these machine learning algorithms or models are creating for different people. So this is what my presentation. Is it clear what I'm talking? You're audible? You're along with me, the participants?
Yes, sir. It's audible, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So currently we are talking about machine learning, AI, data science, deep learning, so many new technologies. Why these technologies are here? Because of data. So you can imagine how much data we are producing every day. So just for your statistical data, in 2020, every human being is able to produce 1.7 MB of data. So that much amount of data is being created. And what is the expectation? In this year 2021, around 74 zettabytes of data will be available. Zettabyte is nothing but it's gigabyte, terabyte, petabyte, exabyte, and zettabyte. So you can imagine it is beyond petabyte, exabyte. So the total amount of data that will be available in the entire universe will be around 74 zettabytes. So due to this huge explosion of data, people started using this data, find some insights, so that people will be using these kind of models in their daily life, like what you're doing, a Google Translate you're using, your voice communication using Siri you're doing, you are using a face recognition application, so many applications. So what is the basis? It's purely data. And if you're imagining how much amount of data every minute that is being created, so it's unimaginable. Let us see some of the sample, how much amount of data is being generated. For example, if you see Google, 4.1 million search queries in every 60 seconds. So that means every 1 minute, 4.1 million Google searches are made. If you see Facebook, 1.3 million login is happening. Total messages sent in every minute is around 19 million messages. 4.7 million videos are viewed in YouTube in every single minute, and so on. So if you see this wheel, it gives you a sample every day, every second, how much huge amount of data is being created. And the question is, are we using all this data, or we are just taking some sample of data and we are ignoring the most important part of data? So that is a real question to be answered. And for your information, the data what we are collecting every day is normally it's unstructured in nature. So that's 80% of world's data is unstructured in format. So what is this structured and what is this unstructured? For example, if I have my data in the form of database tables, we call it as a structure. We have a table and its corresponding relationship with another table and so on. But currently, the data, what we analyze, what we process is completely unstructured in nature. So what is this unstructured data? A video, an audio, a text, a raw format of any data, we call it as an unstructured, because it is not having any structure at all. So all machine learning algorithms or deep learning algorithms, they use both structured as well as unstructured. And if you see, around 80% of the data what we are currently using is completely unstructured in nature. So that's another interpretation. So let's move to our topic of machine learning. What is machine learning? So hope everybody you're aware, and you might have used a lot of applications of machine learning. Just to restate, what is machine learning? It's a field of AI. And what this field is trying to do, we are using computer programs, and these computer programs can learn, adapt to new data, and make decisions. So what these programs are doing, they can learn and they can make their adaptation if you give a new data, and they make better decisions. And whether the intervention is required from human, yes, sometimes it is minimal, sometimes completely automated machine learning is there, right? And if you think what are the different applications of machine learning, a lot of applications are there. Just to give few samples: machine translation or language translation. Google Translate is one of the best example. Medical diagnosis. So if you give your X-ray image, and it can detect whether you have a kind of infection in your lungs or not. Stock market trading, recognizing objects, speech recognition, self-driving cars, and so on. So let me share you one of a simple application so that you'll be understanding much better. So this is a very simple application I just created. And what is this machine learning is trying to do? It can give you an indication if you have a company. This company is recording different information about each and every employee. For example, one of the measure is called the satisfaction level. So this is from one of the standard database, this data set, employee data set. If you want, you can go to Kaggle or any resource, you will get this particular data set. So every employee will be given a satisfaction level, for example, in the range of 0 to 1. So this will be given from the management side, as well as an evaluation. So how much they are doing the job, there is an evaluation score. Currently, how many projects this particular person is handling, how many hours monthly this person is working, and whether any accident happened during his period, during his work period, yes or no, and what is his department, and what is my intention. If I give these features, my model has to tell whether this employee is going to remain in the company or he is going to leave the company. Okay. So what we have done, we have taken a data, we applied a classification algorithm on the data. Before that, we know the process of cleaning, you doing EDA, exploratory data analysis, and applying machine learning model, finding out which is the best machine learning model. We validate it, we test it, then we go for the deployment. So everything is done. And now I need to test this one. So let me give a score for it. For example, the satisfaction score for this employee is 0.25. The evaluation score, for example, maybe 0.45. And the number of projects this person is handling is 4. And monthly, he's working for like 240 hours. No accident happened. And he belongs to HR department, for example. And now I want to predict whether this employee is going to leave the company or not. So we run our prediction model. It gives an indication that this employee will not leave this organization. Okay. So let me try with the different features. For example, I increase the satisfaction level, maybe 0.85. It's also 0.85. Number of projects I'm increasing. And so I'm trying with the different values. And again, it tells the employee will not leave. So you can try with the different possibilities. So let us try. And you can see now for this situation, it gives an indication that employee will leave. So how we have done this one? This is just real machine learning. We took the previous data about the employees, we trained it, and it is able to do the prediction. So this is just an example I want to show you how you can do a machine learning model, how you can deploy a machine learning as well. So let's just move to our presentation. So you are aware a lot of applications. So everywhere we are using machine learning. So that is the important thing. Now I'm going to talk about different applications, the good applications where we are using machine learning or NLP or data science. So different applications, something interesting I'm going to talk about. So this particular application is being created to identify the named entities. So in terms of, if you talk about natural language processing, so what is a named entity? For example, I am telling Ram is going to temple, for example. This is what I'm talking. So Ram is the name of a person I can identify. Temple is a place. Okay, so this is called named entity recognition. So what these researchers tried to do, they took a very famous data set called CORD dataset. And if you ask what is this CORD dataset, this CORD dataset consists of all the publications related to COVID-19. So you're aware, due to this COVID-19, a statistics tells every month almost 30,000 publications are coming in terms of COVID-19. So that you can imagine the volume of publications. And what this researchers they have done, they took this CORD data set, which consists of almost 4 lakh publications, papers, with the full text, abstract, everything is there. And they wanted to find the top medicines they are mentioning in those publications. What are the medicines they are recommending in those publications? So they want to find the top 15 medicines, as well as they want to find what are top 15 treatments happening or they are explaining in their publications. And also they want to find the relationship between the terms. For example, if you take azithromycin is the name of medicine, and in many papers, along with azithromycin, they may be talking about hydroxychloroquine. So you can see this diagram we call as a Sankey chart or a Sankey diagram. It shows the relationship between different entities. So you can see this path. That means more publications are talking about relationship. So they talked about azithromycin as well as hydroxychloroquine. And if you see this one, many papers they're talking about remdesivir, and everybody we are familiar with these kind of names nowadays, right? And with another medicine, lopinavir. So this is an indication how different entities are related to each other. So how they derive? They just skimmed 40,000 publications. They identified the named entities. I was mentioning about Ram went to temple. So they need to identify the medicine names. So we need to have a database of all the medicines, and it has to extract all the medicines, and they ranked the top 15 and they made to find the relationship. The same thing they have done for the types of treatments for COVID-19. And for example, if you see oxygen support is required. So many papers they're talking about oxygen support. And if you see the major share, people are also talking in that paper, they're talking about ventilation, and they're also talking about prevention. Okay, so this diagram gives you an indication how different treatments or how different medicines are described in different papers. So that's what you can understand from this particular visualization. Another interesting visualization you can see from the same research. So they took medicines and they plotted over time. And many papers, they're talking about goodness of a medicine and they're talking about bad about a medicine. So if you see the blue color line for a particular medicine, it's about the positive nature of the content. So the paper is talking positive about that medicine. If you see this orange color, that means that paper is talking about negative of that paper. And if you see here, this particular medicine, hydroxychloroquine, so from 2020, from January, you can see, hope you are aware at that time, many people, they're talking, this is the best medicine to cure your COVID-19 infections. And even India started exporting hydroxychloroquine to different countries, and that happened. So it's a different story. And suddenly you can see people came to a conclusion, no, this medicine may not give you. So how you are getting the insight? It's from the publications. So people reduced the number of times they are using hydroxychloroquine in the papers. And you can see the remdesivir, it took a late pickup, and it is on the top. So this is an indication. Many papers, they're talking positive about remdesivir, right? And if you see the negative, it's very less. Many papers, they're not focusing on the negative nature of the medicines. So this is a quite interesting NLP application. So they try to derive the insights, the main insights, what are the top medicines the publications are talking about, what are the top treatments all these 4 lakh publications are talking about, and the time series data, uh, what medicine, which period they're talking more, which period they're talking less. So this gives an indication of a simple NLP application. Another interesting application of machine learning, the problem to be solved here, the task is I need to find the sea area or the area where a lot of fishes I can catch. So the idea is we have very vast coastline and I need to find out where we can catch more fishes. Maybe it seems like a normal problem. How can I use intelligence? This may be a tricky question. And how the researchers they solved, this is a project done in Australia. And Australians, they have a habit of catching the fish. Once they catch the fish, usually they take a picture of that fish and immediately they upload in Instagram, Pinterest, or Facebook, whatever it may be. And if you are aware, all the phones, whatever now currently we are using, they are having the geolocation. So if I catch the fish, immediately I take the picture, I just upload it in Instagram, whatever it may be. Or maybe if if the internet is not available, once I come back to the shore, I may be uploading. But the photo is having what time, which geolocation it is being recorded, everything is available. So what the scientists they have done, they just scanned the social media. They collected all the images related to fishes. Maybe if I search for fish, sometimes I may get a different picture. So they have to remove those things. And I don't want to focus on different area. I need to focus only the coastal line of Australia. So the geolocation, I just made a map. So what are the pictures taken in those geolocations only I need to segregate. And finally, I need to count which geolocation, latitude and longitude, more pictures have been taken. So that gives me the answer. So for example, if more fish is there, people tend to go to that place and catch the fish. So it's an easy task. Now you can direct, yes, if you want to catch the fish, go this direction north, this much on the east, or this latitude and longitude, more fishes will be available. So what I'm trying to say, maybe the problem can be imagined. So this may not be solved using AI, but if you think in a different perspective, if you think out of the box, there is a provision. You can also do it using machine learning. This is another interesting application or research paper. And what is the question I want to solve here? I want to know what is the most controversial topic. So people are talking about more about religion, a lot of issues are happening. People are talking more issues or more controversies in terms of history. They're telling this is the old generation, we are from that much BC, this much BC. So a lot of controversies are happening. So you want to find where more controversies are there. So this is the question to be addressed. So the researchers, they found a solution why we cannot focus on Wikipedia. Wikipedia, we have a lot of contents. Everything is available in Wikipedia. And they started segregating, grouping the Wikipedia pages in terms of languages. That's what it's mentioned here. You can see English Wikipedia, German Wikipedia, French Wikipedia, and so on. And also every Wikipedia page, they just put into a group, whether it belongs to politics or geography or religion or history or others. And okay, fine. How can I find the controversies? Everybody, we are aware, Wikipedia is open. If you log in, you have the provision to do the editing operation. So for example, I have a Wikipedia page on Tamil culture, for example, and I have the provision I can log into that page and I can do the edit. For example, I'm not a good person. I try to edit. I want to spoil the history of Tamil. I just put something wrong. Then it will not be available. So there will be a group of people, they will be checking randomly, or they will be checking all the edits. And if something is wrong, that will be reverted back. So now we are coming to a conclusion. If a topic is having more controversy, that means there will be a lot of reverts. So what is the meaning of revert? I'll be editing the Wikipedia page, and at one stage, the editors of Wikipedia, they found that this is not a correct information, and they will revert back to the previous setup. So if more reverts are there, that means more controversies are there. For example, some issues like technology, there may be very less controversies made there. People will not involve in that. Okay, so they try to find the number of reverts for every category, and they just grouped it in a form of a very beautiful visualization in a scale of 0 to 100. So let's take, for example, English Wikipedia. And what this is talking about, around 22% reverts are there for politics. So you can see from here, this is around 22. So that means 22% of issues are related to politics. So more controversies are there on politics. The second, you can see, this is geography. Then goes religion. And some of the interesting things you can see, for example, if you see the Persian, more controversies are there in politics. So this, you can see here, more controversies are there in politics. And interestingly, if you see the Chinese Wikipedia, more controversies are there, especially for the films and televisions. So they are focusing only on, more controversies are there in terms of films and television. And also you can see this Persian, Arabic, Hebrew, a lot of controversies are there in terms of religion. Of reverts are happening in terms of religion. So again, this problem is a mere, I want to find where more controversies are there, which area more controversies are there. And if you think in a different way, you will find a solution to solve it. So this is an example how you can use a Wikipedia to find out what are the most controversial topics that are available. This is another research publication. And what is the intention of this publication? I need to find out whether the books published between 1900 to 2000, many terms in that books, they are about happiness or sadness. This is the question to be addressed. So every year, millions of books are being published. So thanks to Google, they just they put the text as digital format. All the books are available in digital format.